right, Your Honor, sorry. We missed our spot, so it will be 19, 15, and 12 seconds.
Thank you.
You got some water, anything else you get us, crackers? You dehydrated, sir? I'm sorry, you need anything else? I need some on the drink? I'm Detective Jackson, Detective Hair. Man, I really appreciate talking to this. I mean, you might have seen something here in the house last night. We're working on it, everybody. We're working on a murder that happened in Amber. I understand you were there last time. You might have seen something. Yeah, to be honest with you, this enhanced report is we've been trying to rack our brains trying to figure out what happened. Before I left this morning, I was 6-year-old afraid of being like, oh, Daddy, hope you get some of this case. Yeah, me too. Man, like I said, I just need to make some information up.
All right, and that's the end of that portion of Disc 2, Video 2, so it will now resume with Disc 2, Video 3.
This bar here, getting this on the same Springs House, that's when you write to you.
Yes,
You understand all that?
I was wondering, my friend I was intending to be able to leave soon and they'll call my lawyer and talk to me about it, just setting up with the testimony or whatever.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I was just saying, I gave my side of the story to,
Okay. Like I said, we're here to talk about having afterwards. You want to talk to us about that now?
I'll just say, I mean, all I saw was their lights were on, and those were the lights that were always on. I think my road was being harassed by the neighbors. Yeah, this was something I really want to go into because it caused a lot of issues.
Okay, we don't have to talk about what's going on in brother, not something like that. Part of what we're trying to figure out is narrowing down the time frame. We know it happened sometime between, the night before and that morning when they were found. We got this really huge window. So, do you remember about what time you saw the lights on?
It would have been, I left Athens at around
9 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got home probably at 10:30-ish, and then slept in the car for about 15 minutes. And I went back to rest with a cigarette. Saw the light on.
Okay.
Trying to go back to work because I could sleep at home. And it was locked somewhere in front, and I just didn't do it. And then I just left because I was so really tired.
Okay. So you think that was
So
10,
9 to about 11:30 when I got back at it.
Okay, so do you think it was around 9 to 12 was your shirt from Athens?
My shirt from Athens, so that.
Okay. So you saw the light on, you said hour and a half, so 10:45-ish?
Right.
Okay. Did you see any kind of movement in the house? Or hear anything?
I mean, I would say maybe the lights moved and it freaked me out. Kind of bad.
Okay. What do you mean? Like you saw somebody walk by the light, or like?
I mean, maybe just flickering a little bit. I noticed that out of the corner of my eye because I don't like to leave somewhere else. Family reasons.
For family reasons?
Yeah, they cause a lot of issues with my brother. And just not something I thought I was involved in.
I'm sorry to hear that. Did you hear anything while you were out there?
That's the weirdest part. I was talking to my mom today, she never figured out later. I didn't hear anything wrong there either, so I just don't know what to think.
What's your mom's name?
I was trying to,
Yeah, that's
thank you. It's just,
we're just going to talk to everybody. It's recent. We're going to try to talk to everybody in the neighborhood. Like I said, I mean, it's a pretty sad case. I mean, I understand that the same springs outside of your religious family.
I don't like to think of religion as like my main focus, I like to use it to like empower someone.
Okay.
In a spiritual way.
Okay.
Be able to apologize to my personality as well.
We all got those. Yeah, I mean, for us, this is not, most of the cases we work is the drug people gone bad or some kind of gang beef or something like that. And this, I mean, it's just a young couple. I mean, they got baptized recently. They found out recently she's pregnant. They hadn't even told their family that they were expecting. They were planning a reveal party in a couple weeks. They just took all pictures and sent out the reveal party and said everybody she's pregnant. The 2-year-old son was found in his dad's lap covered in blood. Like he had put up toys on his parents.
The son?
And the son woke up, came downstairs, and was laying in his dad's lap covered in his dad's blood and put toys.
That's shocking.
It's a pretty messed up situation.
That's horrible. Like I said, besides like the light and flickering and like maybe and between the slats of the windows, there's just sort of lights in the room. That's really all that I saw.
You think that was about 10:45? What time did you leave to go back to the house?
It would have been probably 11:15 maybe.
Okay. Did you see suspicious cars? You had a neighborhood in the home?
No. It was pretty bad. I wasn't really worried about it. By the time I left, I hadn't heard anything behind me out there, and then he was driving away.
That seems, we don't live there, it seems a really quiet neighborhood.
Yeah, it's probably the last place I ever historically there's been car bombings and stuff, but like not even anything that would be sort of like that,
Just like how much you were into at night?
Yeah, just like nighttime stuff. I mean, there's been casing of houses in the neighborhood before, but
Or anything violent, or just like...
no, I wouldn't say violent. I would just say, historically there's been, just listening or, regular mischief type scene or it's really...
I mean, so for us, like I said, we're just trying to figure out his dad actually passed her. And I was in ministry before, she was in his job too. And a lot of times, like, things you don't think that matter, or small details you don't think matter, just didn't make a big deal to us. No, but just say there's anything you can think of, you think like, hey, this is going to figure it out, big deal. It might be a big deal to us. Sometimes you might say a little something that matters to us, and somebody else says something else, and you put that together. So if there's anything you can remember, even if it's insignificant, it would be helpful.
I don't know, I suppose that energy just not to fall off and just make me want to go home. I don't know, it's so weird. It's a weird coincidence too.
Everything is off.
But it's just like, that was the worst. I was getting tired for no reason all the day. I was just driving But I should have gone.
You had to leave, you said you got the door was locked.
Yeah.
You had the door open for you, or you
No, I had a key, but I just didn't use it on the front door. But that's literally all that I can come up with. That's how it just how that went.
You said, can you use the back room?
I tried to unlock the back door with my phone. I think he had this for me.
Did you do anything else out in the back room before you went into the house?
No, I just smoked a cigarette and just, kind of getting around and saw that lights on.
Did you smoke that cigarette like as soon as you got back to the house?
It's like, I feel like it's your hands. Well, it's my heart, I didn't really that.
How long do you think they're out back or something? I'll smoke.
I don't know. It should have been 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes long.
Did you ever go inside your house? You never went inside the house? You have any further conversation with your mom or your dad?
Yeah, we talked. Over and then doing work anybody.
I remember you got to the house and you let them know I had the house.
No, not with the lady. She probably heard that.
So you show up, sit in your house, sit in the car for like 15 minutes, go to bed, smoke a cigarette, and then you're out of it. And why did your mom ask you that? What happened at the house?
I don't know. She kind of just showed up like that over at my apartment, and I was like, why something that should have been over? So, like, and then I had this one. And weird about that, I had a whole sense of burden into her.
She went freaked out by him.
They're not the biggest thing. Like, I didn't know they were responsibility for her.
Yes, we.
Yeah, well, she understood that, they keep them and say, instead of themselves.
Did you have penalty in Athens or something?
No, I had to take a gun with me.
Oh,
It remained in my room in my apartment.
in your apartment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know you pulled out your gun with your mouth back to the side and you talking about something.
Yeah, no, it was just
Oh, okay. This is in Athens now, or is it?
no, it's with my parents actually.
Oh, okay. So you had to bring it back.
No, they just took it. And then,
Your mom took it.
yeah.
From the Athens?
Did you say your gun? The magazines are in my drawer, she has a gun. Because that's weird like that.
Did she take it from you in Athens?
It was actually my dad suggested you keep it.
Okay. Did your dad know your mom?
Yeah, I forgot.
So they both showed up.
Yeah, this, they showed up with it.
And then they snatched your gun up?
Yes, but I said they would get that.
Why they snatched your gun? There's not a good guns or...
Yeah, something like that. So I just said 21.
Did you grow that?
Yeah, that's 12. Oh, they're just, I mean, good response to it.
That is show with
It's a weird thing, but then like culturally, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, they have been historically gun fans.
No,
But, I mean, my brother and I enjoy it.
and what about the second one here?
Exactly. I said it's Georgia.
Yeah. You ever go like, do you like, I'm taking a target shooting, but you like,
Yeah, I'm not ski shooting, but he's doing some time shooting.
So a function or just like dreams?
Go around here and ski shooting. What is it where it goes down to track shooting?
Yeah, drinking. Good enough.
Training with consultants.
and of course, you know, when we look at videos of this kind of thing, just trying to kind of dig into their life and figure out as much as we can.
I'm also in a relationship with the last week I heard it, but I don't want to.
How I know you said that house might be lit. You know, you don't want to get into it. You brought it and had it there. But do you think the people that live there before get something could happen to somebody else outside your brother? They might harass someone else other than your brother? Or had issues with someone else?
The new people?
No, the whole people.
Oh, the old people? I didn't know. I don't know how I really. I've seen the people that live there before being a little suspect with the lines for no reason. So,
I think suspect with the lines.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like foot longer than like shine lighters in the window and shit. It's so weird.
The people who live there before are kind
It's so.
of doing some shady stuff.
It must have been, I don't know, it's so like off-putting.
You think they did like criminal stuff too?
I wouldn't know. That's something.
I know that stuff was with your brother. You don't have to talk about it. I'm just trying to get an idea of those people that used to live there. Like what kind of, because who knows, maybe somebody went to that house and they still live there. Maybe they made someone else.
Yeah, I don't know. People must have been pretty fast. I wouldn't know.
Do you know how people moved out? Yeah.
This is how it was good.
You're pretty early to do that.
And I was trying to think about it because it was so weird at the beginning.
Do you think that, you know, if they would have done all this mean stuff to your brother, you think they would have done that to like anybody else in the neighborhood or somebody?
No, I don't think it's like that. I think there's some weird obsession with that.
Obsession with your brother? Yeah. So you think they would have another
Reason?
yeah,
We never really talked to them. They were kind of quiet.
tell me about the, you said you like flip your lights and stuff. I suppose that was all about.
I don't know, like if we were in the backyard like at night, just sitting there, like they were conscious of it. Probably consider trying to get in our attention. And some life, but they just turn on for no reason. Leave the room, leave the light on, go for whatever. Stuff like that.
Was that light was shining to your house?
No, it's just like you can see it from our backyard.
Yeah. Did you see it when you were inside your house or something?
Yeah, you can see it from our living
Did the new people do that house up too?
room. No, I haven't seen anything like that. But in Athens, it was cool.
I just recall you saying that you crossed on the other corner of your eye when you got there smoking cigarettes.
It might have just flickered, like, I was moving my periphery or.
And you don't think they were kind of like mess with the show here?
Even if they are also off it, that's not anyway, but that caused issues.
Do your mom ever had issues with flickering lights or something?
No, she didn't seem to believe it, but.
Didn't seem to be what? About the lights flickering?
No, interesting. She was just like, I don't believe it.
Wow. Now, believe you about something like that?
Well, I told her that he was probably right about harassing him because when I said I asked the attention,
I mean, obviously, you believe it. You believe they were harassing them, right?
yeah, he told me, and he was like, you know, they're so weird, you know, like,
Wow, you know,
yeah.
so your mom didn't do it. And the these people weren't harassing you, they were harassing your mom.
No, I don't believe so. They seem to have been very moving and quiet.
So there's all that whole that there. Yeah, do you know what happened to them? Where they went?
They must have just moved somewhere else.
You don't know where or anything about that? Okay. Were they into like, yeah, well, stuff. They into like satanic movies.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you had like the suspicion or something like that?
I just, you know, we just seem odd.
All of that. I know what you're telling them. They're half getting out of this yourself. Do they have like all the people that are around him and stuff?
Let's see over there.
Pretty good. Yeah, it was mad world. So you don't think anybody like
George's like considered pretty safe too, but
do you think that those old residents could have Well, the thing is, did you grow up in that neighborhood?
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
It's you know the vibe there. You know,
it's off.
Something's not right.
But, I don't claim it's a 6 cents type thing, because that's a little out there, but, anyway.
So, knowing the neighborhood and the amount of people who live in and around that neighborhood, what do you think happened? What do you think after that?
I told him the other officer, I was like, it probably just got attempted rob, I don't know. And then maybe they got scared, going in, and seeing the people, I don't know. And then they just,
Do these people have fancy stuff? You think
I don't know. I've never really seen an interior.
they have
Well, besides, go there, I'm sure.
I mean, you hear there's just fancy stuff at their house, fancy cars or something like that. So I'm going to go and that's a good place to rob. You know what I'm saying? Buy that house. You gotta buy that house and all that.
I don't know. Our house is on the corner, so it's kind of not able to be robbed as easily as it is. And that's just behind ours, so it's more hidden.
So we're trying to figure it out because we couldn't really see anything like this in the house, so it's a weird thing. Didn't trip us up.
So I have some problems.
It's you know what I mean?
Yeah, usually they come for a reason or stuff, but I don't know. Unless it's just
Irrational murder? What would be like that?
I don't even know, it's just someone
Yeah, Wayman is that.
some black guy shit wanting to break into somebody's house. I've seen solicitors, I don't want to box in solicitors with that person, but I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, so let's do it everyone.
I mean, not in a bad way, but, if you don't have this system, sometimes it works.
You need somebody just listening in the middle of the night.
That's I don't know, probably not.
You ever had solicitor or you have some on it?
They do it up for business.
No, dude.
Where'd you park it? You over there
So I'm not sure.
in the driveway? Did you see a car front on the street or anything?
I don't know, I think the neighbors were across the road. The neighbors across the road were probably parking their driveway.
You're smoking cigarettes. Where's your you're smoking cigarettes?
Just went back there, the airline. That's our house. And the fence to the other house is here, house over here. Looking at that.
Did you see if these are their house from that standpoint?
You can't really see the house, you just see the windows lit up.
Do you know which window that is? Do you have to describe it?
Yeah, it's just above it, middle of their house.
They got it out.
It's just a sad story.
So you can't see I don't know, the first floor or anything like that.
I mean, you want to go see some shutters with light, but perhaps this is
Did you hear about it before your mom came to your place?
Yeah, that's the thing. She completely surprised me with it. I was just like,
What have you heard since then?
nothing.
I mean, have you seen anything of news of word of mouth or?
Something to shot at in that courtroom. You know, it's close to clear.
Yeah.
So, you just happen to drive behind at night and there's no like, moving out or something said, hey, go at night or
Well, no, I was going home to see my family because I hadn't felt like I had any connection with them. So I was going to say, but I couldn't say Thursday, Friday. And then I got there and went to my room, put the vibe, that's not what I had.
That's just crazy. It seems like when I got home, he's on the feeling a little better.
I was telling my mom, I let that down one way, like, I should walk you to.
Did you text him or call him?
Yeah, I called him. I didn't ask him. I was putting ass on him.
Did you ever consider going into the neighbor's yard at all?
No, it's like a big fence, jump over. You want to cross.
Walking across it out on the street or sidewalk or cul-de-sacs, anything, I don't know.
I mean, like sometimes I walk through right now, I was tonight, just walk around the night where it's
Walk around that night.
no, it's just like
You didn't see what else ahead of them?
no, it's very quiet. That's the weirdest one. It was very quiet.
You have any cameras or anything like that?
No.
Any cameras, anything else, or footage or anything? Video, I'm gonna have you guys scatter across the whole thing, maybe with every ring doorbell camera and this thing. We're gonna have hours and hours of footage to watch, so I'm just wondering if you know, like, and you should really check out this camera. This is probably help you see everything.
I don't know. There's like a few, I think, but not too many.
I mean, you can right into the house.
Like when I drive home, I can't drive out past more than 5 or 6 rings. I mean, something like that.
Any particular video in your house or like where this happened at video?
Did you call when you got home or anything?
Good.
Your parents, when you got home, did you call and say, I'm here?
No, like Savage or Talk or whatever. My mom's sick. My dad works for construction.
Is he traveling? Is it usually just even on over there or what is it?
I mean, he does on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Do you go?
The end of disc 2, video 3. It resumes now on disc 3, video 1. I try to go home more often these days.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm about to go home for next day. I'll probably do that. It should be fun.
Like how often do you go? Did you go to your parents' house once a month, every other week? You're down to like a month or
Like, I'm definitely not sure consecutively.
you have a renee on that or you work.
Yeah, I do summer, stuff like that. I graduated.
So you make a bunch of money over the summer.
Hard.
Yeah, so you have to say over the summer. Does your mom have you need some?
Yeah, it's a couple thousand for working.
Yeah, yeah.
You said it all in what you came up with.
Well, before we leave, trust me, we won't take up too much more time. We need to check our case files and make sure we're not forgetting anything to ask you. Anything else that needs to see here.
It's not just like little tiny detail.
Yeah, and these things, they're so complex, we just want to make sure we go through them. Just go, dang it, we forgot to ask Matt this one question again on the stuff.
I mean, I just with all these things. Well, I should check with them and be able to possibly, call a lawyer and be able to maybe witness or evidence that can help.
Well, there's the same strings. You got your own thing going on there. Okay. I don't know what all they charge you with. I don't know off the top of my head, but
I believe they could have explained away with this mystery.
yeah, I'll have to ask him.
I don't know what's I just really wanted to go see what I'm curious.
You mentioned an attorney, I guess we can have other questions. Is it okay if we look at our notes and go back and keep talking?
Yeah.
We'll try to be quick. Okay.
I'm not sure.
For the record, that speech stopped at 19:47, 31 seconds, and will resume at 19:51 and 12 seconds.
Look, you gotta understand what we're seeing. Okay. That's the least. Okay. You got this cop that is behind your house. Murder. Someone broke into their house. Okay. And today, not only that, the people who use those hands, you just stop with your brother. And you send us some shit. Which I believe. Now today, just a few days later, sending string signs to you, and other people's phones. And then on top of that, you just stab one of your guys. And you stab them up really, really, really good. I mean, yeah, you carve them up. Okay? In our business, we don't know that shit like a coincidence, okay? The thing is, when I just got the cameras, we were already in cameras. Okay? There's a damn camera right across the street from where this people go. Okay? What do you think about it? Okay, I got guys back in the office now, scouring for hours and hours and hours, just sitting there literally watching camera footage. Okay? This, I just went into my backyard, just smoking a cigarette. Aspect, I'm not really behind it. Now, I'm not saying you're some cold-hearted person, but from where I'm sitting, you're an ass. had a reason. Maybe someone told you to do it, maybe God told you to do it, I don't know. But here's where the rubber meets the road. It's time for you to cleanse your soul and tell us what happened so we can tell that family and that 2-year-old when he grows up one day why he doesn't have any parents. And picking up on that too.
Or that we're probably doing in nature. I don't know. It's the way it seemed.
They could very well be lying.
I don't want to think of that. I'm talking home too.
Is that why you come there?
Where?
To their house?
I didn't go over there.
Where's the camera? Right there across the street. What's it?
Get your name out of
Where did it come from?
There's a camera across
How did you know? Or how do you know it was me?
Because they stabbed a cop today after breaking into someone's house, and you live right behind where these people were murdered. I mean, 5-year-old could figure that out.
I don't know what to say with it, then I'm innocent. And I mean it.
I don't believe you.
Well,
Let me ask you this. What's the ninth commandment?
the what?
The ninth commandment. You know the word, right? What's the ninth commandment?
I'm not sure.
Don't lie. That's the ninth commandment, okay? So I can sit here and tell you right now, from the camera footage, you did walk from your house into their yard, and you set off the motion light. You remember that?
Not quite.
Not quite. What do you mean not quite?
Are you saying that I'm going to be arrested under some circumstances? I'm just wondering.
I'm saying the camera should be walking into their backyard, setting off the motion light, and walking back to their house.
This is me.
Because the same gray hoodie you were wearing today, it's at the hospital in the clothing bag, is the same hoodie as the lady was. It's a different one? What lady was it the other night?
It was the North Face.
The North Face, the gray North Face hoodie.
The one that was in the hospital. No. I have one that's lighter than the old size. And that's the one that was in the hospital.
So that's the one you were wearing. That's it.
Yes, that's right.
So how'd you get in the house?
I didn't murder them.
Maybe you didn't need to murder them. See, if you didn't need to murder them, I could believe that. But this, I think you should have smoked a cigarette and tried back to Athens thing. Dude, come on, man. Wait.
Where do you want your
You're going
to go with me?
The truth, all the bodies people that are dead.
Someone murdered them.
You murdered them.
What do you want me to say? I haven't even been gifted a lawyer. I never tried to curse on me on the fireplace. Like, it's invisible.
You tried to curse someone.
Yes, they were battering me after I got shot. They're still trying to batter me.
Maybe you should stab the police officer.
That's correct, sir. Correct about that.
No, let's even after that, man. We're from Cobb County. I don't know anything about what happened in Union Sandy Springs. All I know is you were in someone else's home today. And that's why the police had to come out there. And that's how this all transpired.
Exactly, I know.
So you go in someone's house today, but no, man, and I sat a cop, I was in someone's house that wasn't. But this whole going to my neighbor's house and killing people, I'd do that. Of course, that wouldn't be me. Come on, man.
What? Why would I kill my neighbors?
Why would you go into someone's house and stab a cop?
Because I didn't intend to do that. With all due respect.
Maybe you didn't intend to murder them, but you did. So how did we get from I got there to you?
Maybe I induced blackout while I was sleeping. I don't know.
Have you ever had one?
The blackout?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What happens during these blackouts? Do
in the car and I went to go smoke a cigarette and left.
Okay, so
That's the truth.
you don't know if you had a blackout? Is it possible you had a blackout?
I don't want to think I had a blackout because that would probably
I know you don't want to think about it. I'm saying it's possible you had a blackout.
I don't know. I was sleeping for like 10 minutes and 15 minutes.
Have you ever had a blackout and been accused of doing something you didn't
My
know?
last case was induced marijuana, panic attack, probably psychosis, but like that was pretty much settled. And like, it's just crazy.
Did you have your gun with you that day?
It was in Athens.
It was in Athens. So when I find your gun and I match them up to the showcases in the house, are you gonna match?
I don't know.
Probably not. If it was my gun and you asked me, hey, is your gun gonna match any murder scenes? Then we'd be like, I'm not gonna say probably not. Because guess what? I'm gonna get your gun. I'm gonna get all your guns. I'm gonna get any gun you would touch.
Okay. Alright. Well, you don't have to threaten me, please, officer.
I'm not threatening because you're lying to me, man. You're lying.
Sir, with all respect, you won't believe me that it was.
So here's the thing.
There's a logical explanation. You just not tell me.
For the record, that stopped at 20 minutes and 5 seconds. Detective Standard, ultimately, did this defendant confess to these killings?
No, he did not.
Where did he put himself on the evening of November 17th of 2021?
In the backyard of his home at 600 Delphinium Boulevard.
Which is how close to 50-50 Verbena Drive?
They back up to each other.
Now, with respect to the timeline he provided, how did the arrival that he said was at 10:30 p.m. align to the video surveillance evidence?
About 19 minutes difference from when we observed his Lexus leaving the area.
Well, in terms of arrival, how did his stated time of arrival of 10:30 p.m. compared to the arrival as shown on surveillance video?
That would have been close to an hour. I think it would have been about a 50-minute difference.
And then how did his departure time that he says was 11:15 p.m. compare to the departure time as seen on the surveillance video?
It would have been about an hour and 4 minutes difference.
Now, what did you make of the statement that he was really tired, so he drove back to Athens?
Didn't make much sense to me.
Did you at some point go to Athens?
I did.
I'm going to show you what's been marked. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 821 here. Do you recognize State's 821?
Yes, this is a Google map showing a route from 600 Delphinium Boulevard, which is his family residence here in Cobb County, to Athens, Georgia, at his apartment.
And is there that a fair and accurate map showing the different roadways and such between those two addresses?
Correct. It
In
is.
that particular exhibit, State's 891, does that show two possible routes to get from point A to point B?
Yes, it does.
This time, State moves to tender State's 821 into evidence.
No objection.
States 821 is admitted?
May I publish?
Yes.
Looking at State's 821 here, and I'm going to zoom in, but roughly And obviously it varies on the route taken, but roughly how far is it from 600 Delphinium to 435 North Church Street in Athens?
Just shy of about 86 miles.
Did it make sense to you that if someone was super tired, they would drive almost 2 hours?
No, and he was at his parents' house where he could have slept there, so I don't know why he'd drive all the way back.
Now, kind of towards the beginning of that interview, there was a statement about believing Amber to be pregnant. Was that the case at that point in time in y'all's investigation?
Correct. There's some speculation swirling around at that time. We had also found some photographs of the family, the Hicks family. It was like some fall family photographs, and Amber was holding a very small pumpkin near her stomach. So we thought that may have been possible.
Okay. And so was that at the time that he made that statement to Mr. Lanz a true statement?
Yes, that was our belief at the time.
Was it later determined that she was not pregnant at the time?
That's correct.
Now, what else kind of stood out to you or caught your attention about this interview?
Well, first that he put himself in the area, not just in the area, but in his backyard where that backed up to the Lanz, or to the Hicks property. The statement itself, was hard to follow. He claimed he drove all the way from Athens to come visit his parents, smoked a cigarette in the backyard, and then took a nap in his car for 10 to 15 minutes, got a bad feeling, and then drove all the way home. I just thought that was an unusual thing to do, as far as that statement goes. So yeah, I didn't quite believe that to be genuine.
What about the statements regarding a North Face jacket?
So at the time, we had reviewed a lot of video surveillance. Granted, the surveillance was difficult to see. When I reviewed it on my computer, kind of frame by frame, a particular moment when we see an individual walking from the backyard area of the Hicks' residence up the street towards Delphinium Boulevard. It was of my opinion that the subject seen in that video, their top clothing was a lighter color than their bottom clothing. And I just, at that time, suspected it may have been a lighter color or a gray. So that was when we confronted him about a gray hoodie, because during the Sandy Springs incident, when he was shot, the paramedics or responding officers had actually cut off a gray jacket, zip-up jacket off his person.
But what was it, I guess, about his response that was noteworthy to you?
So when we confronted him with that belief that, hey, you were wearing a gray hoodie today, and we believe you were wearing a gray hoodie on that video camera, he made a response and said, no, that was my North Face hoodie.
What about the number of times that lights were mentioned?
The number of times?
And I'm not asking you to testify to how many times, but what about the volume of times?
He mentioned seeing a flickering light while he was in the backyard smoking a cigarette several times. I believe at one time described him as possibly demonic, I think may have the word he used.
I'm sorry.
I think he described him as demonic at one point.
Was it clear based on the interview whether these demonic lights is what led him to have this bad feeling and drive almost 2 hours back to Athens?
Specifically the lights, I just recall him saying he had a bad, eerie feeling, took a nap, and then drove home.
I'm going to show you it's been marked to 666 here. Do you, recognize that exhibit?
Yes, I did.
All right, and how is it that you recognize that exhibit?
This is a booking photo of Matthew Lanz taken at the Cobb County Adult Detention Center.
Is that a fair and accurate photograph of how he looked back in 2021?
It is.
State News Tender states 666 in evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
State 666 is admitted.
Now, in terms of the clothing that you referenced as having seen on the Sandy Springs body camera footage, were you able to recover that clothing?
Yes, it was.
And where did you go to recover this clothing?
I went to the GBI headquarters to retrieve that.
After retrieving the clothing, what was done with it?
That was photographed and processed by our own crime scene technicians.